gonna be blunt with y'all, the Tooth Fairy never scared me much. But for some reason, in horror movies, the Tooth Fairy is always depicted as an evil, ruthless bitch. I never understood why. The only time I was ever a little bit freaked out by one of those little fucks is when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Larry the Cable Guy played her. Yeah, that's right. Remember the underrated gem from the early 2000s, Darkness Falls? Everyone always calls that movie an underrated gem, which I never quite understood. It kind of went under the radar during its time, but low-key, it was never really underrated. Like, it has a massive, huge following, a cult classic, if you will, and it's definitely a gem. It's a banger. But in this video, I'm gonna talk about a really true underrated gem, and that is 2006, the Tooth Fairy. Let's get it. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Fandom of the Indie Review. I am your host, Toothless Ratty. We're on the journey of 4,000 subscribers to whenever we get there, so let's try to get there. If you love spooky shit and having a good time with your boy, come hang out and give me a subby. 12-year-old Pamela is vacationing with her family when she is startled by the evil presence of the lore of the Tooth Fairy. That's right. Her and her mommy go to this little bumfuck redneck hillbilly town where her mom's ex, who used to be a doctor, is trying to start his own up-and-coming bed and breakfast. It's a real work in progress, but when you see the house, you're like, this house is beautiful. It's not as rundown and creepy as you think it is. But the thing about this house is the lore behind it, where this old lady used to live. That's right, many years earlier, the evil Tooth Fairy slaughtered a countless number of children to take their teeth, and now she returns to kill Pamela and anyone else who gets in her way. The movie starts out with this little eerie, fun throwback scene where these two kids creep out through the woods and they see this house and they're like, yo, that's the house. Apparently all we have to do is like give this hoe our teeth and like, could we get like a bike or something? I was like, I thought you got cash flow. She's a prostitute for teeth. And they go up, they're shaking, they're so spooked, and they're like, it just sets up a nice, fun, nostalgic, eerie, spooky scene for me. You know, it really harkens back to the days when I was a kid, seeing creepy abandoned houses or like lores that, or like stories that shake you to the core. And he's like, come on, dude, Pa ain't gonna get us that bike. We need to get us ourselves a bicycle. And the other one's like, pet, say less. So they go up to the door. He's like, unless you're too chicken shit to go in. He's like, I'm going in. And he goes in, and right off the gates, we get the glimpse of this woman, and she's horrific, creepy, and terrifying, and she has like a deep, scary voice like this. She's like, all you have to do is give me your tooth, and you get the bike. Psych! She kills mans. That's the lore. She was doing this for a multitude of years, killing off innocent children. Fucked, right? So yeah, Pamela and her mom are driving down the road, cruising down the fast lane, pedal to the floor, man, trying to get back to their love. And low-key, the mom's kind of stuck up. She's like, dude, if only my mans was still a doctor, I'd be in love with him again. And Pamela's like, Mom, this road trip sucks. And she's like, I'm sorry, Pammy. She's like, it's Pamela now. And the mom's like, you're 10. And she's like, I like Pamela. Yeah. And they go to this little gas station ran by these two redneck hillbillies. And they're like, what are you doing around these parts, girl? You don't want to be around here. And they're like, she's like, no, I don't. I literally don't. I just have to get gas. And they try to fucking attack her when she explains to them that she's going to the old fucking bumfuck manor on the edge of town to see her husband. They're like, oh, that is your husband? He's a real silly whacker. We're gonna get you. And they try to just fucking like beat the shit out of her. So she narrowly escapes and gets back on the road. Cut to the hotel where Jerry is his name? Peter Campbell and his little henchman Bobby are working on this up-and-coming hotel. They're really trying to vibe out, and it looks nice. It looks decent, you know. Peter seems like a nice guy. They have some guests coming for the opening weekend. This one, like, chick named Star Roberts pulls up, and she's like, I'm going to college to be, like, a veterinarian or something. And everything seems to be fine and dandy. His ex-girl and Pamela pull up, and she's like, hey, nice place you got here. He's like, yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. She's like, I was almost fucking at the gas station. He's like, oh my God. Like, she took that hard. Like, maybe I misconceived the scene, but I just thought it just seemed more of like a brutal assault than like them trying to be sexually assaulted. But she's like, yeah, I was almost fucking taken advantage of sexually down in the pants area. And he's like, oh my God. I should have told you not to go. I personally should have told you not to go there. And the movie just starts to unravel when Pamela goes off into the shed. And she's like, yo, dude, the shed's bussin'. And she's looking around and she sees the old bike. She's like, this bike is lit. I love this bike. Then all of a sudden, behind her, a little girl appears. And she goes, "Don't you ever knock on doors?" She's like, "No, dude, this is a barn. I don't have to fucking knock on the door." And they kind of hit it off. Like, obviously, we see, this isn't a spoiler, we see out the gates that the girl appears in the corner. So she's a ghost, and she's all like wearing like an old-timey dress. Very cutesy, you know, very vibey. She's like, "You want to play dress up with me? You want to hang out with me?" And Pamela's like, "Sure. You fuck with Harry Potter by chance?" And the girl's like, "Harry Potter? What's that?" And she's like, "You don't know Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. You don't know Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. You don't know Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. You don't know Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. You don't know Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. You don't know Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. You don't know Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. You don't know Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. And it's like, dude, like, no, she doesn't know. She's a fucking ghost and she got killed in like the 1900s. She doesn't know who fucking Harry Potter is. She doesn't know who Michael Jordan from the Bulls is. She doesn't know who the Deftones are. She doesn't know who fucking Nicki Minaj is. Cut her some slack. And like, well, okay, let's chill. They go on a little bike ride, cruising down the fast lane. I already said that. And Bobby from the corner of his eye, the big brooding like henchman, fucking laborer, football player, looks over and he sees Pamela riding the bike. From his perspective, he just sees her on the bike, but there's two because she's riding with a ghost. And they go down the bridge. She's like, "Yep, this is Witch's Bridge. Truth is, there's a witch around here that kills people and takes their last baby tooth." And she's like, and Pamela's like, "I have one last baby tooth left to give." She's like, "You get out of here before sundark. I'll catch you on the flip." That night at the hotel, they're all having a good time, and Pamela's just feeling freaked out, eerie, like ridden with anxiety. And she goes to bed that night, and she's like, "Mama, is a tooth fairy gonna fucking kill me?" And Mom's like, "No, dude, you're dumb." Like, the mom is just so like blunt about it. She's like, "You're jaded, you're tripping, like, no." And that night, a creepy old lady from next door breaks into the place and tries to steal the tooth from her. And they fucking get up in arms like, "You crazy bat wing bitch, dude. Like, don't take my daughter's teeth." And she's like, "I'm just trying to save her from the tooth fairy, mate." And they get mad at her because, like, it's, you know, 2006. They don't believe the tooth fairies are out to kill people. I mean, I don't think people would believe that now. And from there, the movie just kind of escalates into some chaos, dude. We get some kind of, like, cool kill scenes. There's this one brutal kill scene in the barn that I'm like, that's epic. Peter has like his brother or someone come over and there's like a love triangle going on. There's some ominous vibes. There's a great ambiance. There's some great childhood wonder in there, and all around it's a pretty solid movie. Peter, played by my man Lachlan Monroe, who I love from fucking like Scary Movie and like Little Man and all that shit. He's a funny actor. Freddy vs. Jason, awesome. He just carries the role well, and Pamela you really care for. And all in all, I really like the mysterious build-up, the execution of kills, and the threat that the Tooth Fairy provides, because like she actually is creepy. In Darkness Falls, she's not as scary. I mean, she's scary looking in Darkness Falls, but I feel like she just is more of like an instigator and taunting. But in the Tooth Fairy, you get more of a face value vibe. You know, all the ghost kids in town coming to rally together. It's very fun. And all in all, it's a very effective and fun movie. I remember loving this movie as a kid. I might have saw it on like Sci-Fi Channel or somewhere along the lines on TV in the middle of the night. And I was like, this one's freaky. It's on Tubi for free if you ever want to watch it. I just love watching it. But yeah, something about the Tooth Fairy just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, you're going to take my childhood tooth? You're going to take my little homeboy? Like, when you go to the dentist, they ask you if you want to keep your tooth, but when I lose my tooth at home, you want to take it and give me $3? You want to know how I found out that the Tooth Fairy isn't real? One night, I was laying in bed, and I was like, dude, I'm about to get fucking bank for this tooth. And my mom comes up to me and she goes, "Night, bud, love you." And I was like, "I love you too." And she hugs me. And not to sound sad, I love my mom, but she never hugged me like that. She just randomly hugged me, and I was like, that's fucking wild. And I look under my pillow, $5. And I was like, well, Mom, you're the Tooth Fairy after all, aren't you? And I was kind of just upset. But then I got to spend that $5 on some Mountain Dew and Cheetos. But yeah, have you all seen this movie? Are you all scared of the Tooth Fairy? Comment down below. Let me know. I would love to know. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, give me a thumber, hit that ding-ling button harassing you, telling you, hey, it's me, I'm here, and I'm gonna say it one time for the one time and two time for the O's. Give me a hell yeah for horror.
A child's myth.
Don't let the Tooth Fairy have your last tooth. She knows when they're loose. Once she has it, she'll kill you.
Her is the apple of my eye. A lot of people think serial killers just, you know, kind of pop out of nowhere and wait around. He's like, no, this takes a lot of obsession and planning. And that brings me to the point of Nathan Basil.